Good afternoon. On behalf of the Thomas Family Funeral Home, I, Mark Roth, want to thank each and every one of you for being here today as we celebrate a truly remarkable milestone. 100 years of serving families in our community. 100 years is more than a number. It represents generations of families, countless lives touched, friendships formed, difficult moments shared, and memories that have been honored and preserved. It represents a century of people who have trusted us to be there during some of the most difficult days of their lives. As we look back over the past 100 years, we are reminded that a funeral home is much more than a building or a business. It is about people. It's about listening to someone who needs it and needs to be heard, offering a helping hand, and when a family feels overwhelmed, providing comfort when words simply aren't enough. Over the decades, our community has changed, families have changed, the way we live and communicate has changed. But one thing has remained constant: the importance of providing compassionate, personal, and professional care to every family we serve. Today is an opportunity to recognize those who have made this possible in this century. The generation of funeral home owners, licensed directors, staff members, and most importantly, the families who place their trust in us. We also want to remember those who came before us and their dedication, who helped build the foundation which we stand upon today. Their commitment to serving others is a legacy we are honored to carry forward. So today, let us celebrate the past, be grateful for the present, and look forward to the future with optimism. Thank you for being part of our story. Thank you for your friendship, your trust, and your support throughout the years. And most of all, thank you for allowing Thomas Family Funeral Home the privilege to serve this community for the past 100 years. We are honored to have some important figures present for our festivities today. First to speak is Carolyn Pratt, the great-granddaughter of Martin Jacobson, who constructed his home in 1903. Welcome, Carolyn, and thank you.
On behalf of the descendants of Martin and Annie Jacobson, I would like to sincerely express our wonderment in your 100 years and congratulations to the Thomas family. Our families go back 3 generations. Ben and Pearl lived in Eastwood Park, and Grandma Mildred and Romaine Taylor lived. They were neighbors, and they became friends. So we've known them for, well, I didn't know Ben and Pearl. I'm younger than that. But we've known their families for years, and it's been a wonderful relationship, and it's going to continue for a long time. So we just really want to congratulate you. Our grandmother, Mildred Taylor, was raised in this house. She was born on the ranch, but she was raised in this home. And when she got married, she walked down the stairs, and when she passed, the Thomas family took care of her, took care of her beautifully. And Mark said most of everything I was going to say, so he messed me up. Anyway, I live in Mesa, Arizona. So when Brad and Jackie come down, we go for lunch. We have a great time. And with me here today is my brother, Paul Carlson, from Montana now. We were born and raised in Kenmare. My brother, Paul Carlson, my sister, Marcia Hardy from Fargo. Marcia, wave your hand. My cousin, Bill Taylor, the Taylors were raised in Aberdeen, South Dakota. And Bill is from Bethel, Connecticut. His sister, Ann Taylor Rowe, who is from Charleston, South Carolina. My daughter, who is the great-great-granddaughter of Martin Jacobson, Michelle Copeland, and she lives in Kenmare. And we're just so honored to be here today. And we have a table in there with lovely pictures, and I love to talk, so come on over. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. The next 2 speakers represent generational dedication to the Thomas Family Funeral Home. First to speak is Jane Peterson Grunenwald, whose family has assisted the funeral home with its operations, grounds, and maintenance, and now on the financial end of our business. Welcome, Jane, and thank you for your time.
this, so bear with me. All right. Oh, my stars, here we go. Anyway, thinking about the Thomas and the Peterson long time relationship is friendship. When I think about that, the Thomas and Peterson, what a blessing it's been over more than 100 years. It started out with our grandparents, Ben and Pearl and Roy and Haldis Peterson. Then our parents, John and Lorraine, and my mom and dad, Jerome Wheaties Peterson and Geraldine. And now it's the next generation where we've shoveled and mowed the yard. My husband is still mowing today. My daughters helped shovel, and they wouldn't look in the window because it was really dark. They were afraid someone was looking out at them. And then, let's see, the fourth generation is our daughter Christine taking care of their banking needs. I rode with my dad in the hearse to Jamestown. I think I was in junior high, and he never did tell me if we were picking up a body or not, but we got the casket. And then my sister Julie still remembers hearing John's voice when he's calling, "Julie, is your dad home?" So, yes, we go back way past 100 years. I feel totally blessed to be honored to be part of this celebration. So congratulations on 100 years, and here's to many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Second is Danny Kruger, who represents his father and longtime funeral assistant Waldo Kruger, who stood alongside 3 generations of funeral directors, providing an always steady hand and constant presence to his families in need. Thank you, Danny. Come on forward.
On behalf of our family, I'd like to thank the Thomas family, Mark and Brad and Brian, for giving us the opportunity to talk about our dad's association with the Thomas Family Funeral Home. It started with Ben when he was a teenager in Sawyer. Whenever they had a funeral in Sawyer, he'd wait for Ben at the church, and then when Ben got there, he'd help him get the funeral ready and set up, and then they'd go to the cemetery to make sure everything was set up there. And he did that in the late 30s, early 40s, and then he joined the Army, and when he got discharged from the Army after World War II, he come back to Sawyer and started a new career in the grocery business, and got married and started raising a family. And during that time, he would help John after John took over, and he'd help him when he could help him. Well, then he retired, and after he retired, then he started helping John on a more regular basis with visitation, helping with funerals, and so forth and so on. And then after that, he started working for Brad and Bryan and then Mark later on. And he would do visitation and funerals for them, transfers for them, and things like that. Brad brought up something the other day when I was talking to him that I guess they always appreciate it. My dad had a Lincoln Continental, and he would let them use the Lincoln Continental for funerals if they wanted to. And so another thing I was thinking of the other day that I kind of forgot about, but when they got the new hearse after Brad and Bryan took over, he was the first one to drive the new hearse from Bismarck, where it was delivered, to Minot. So yeah, he he was a generational employee, I guess. And I truly think he enjoyed it. He told me once he did. So I guess that's all I've got to say about it. So, okay. Yep.
Thank you, Danny. We won't tell anybody that Waldo maybe clipped the garage door with that coach, too. And he always had change in his pocket, so we always knew where he was at. So he holds a special place in my heart, for sure. Next, we have Caitlin Wiedert, a representative of Senator Kevin Kramer's office, who will be presenting a letter from Senator Kramer. We're honored to have served her family and are glad to have her present with us today. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to share a congratulatory letter from Senator Kramer. Dear friends, as you gather to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of Thomas Family Funeral Home, I send greetings and congratulations to all of you. Over these 100 years, you have made a profound and lasting impact serving families in and around Minot. In addition to providing services to grieving families, you've set a high bar for community leadership through charitable giving, volunteering, mentoring youth, and supporting area organizations. Few businesses are able to thrive for a century, but Thomas family members and the many loyal employees who have been a part of it have established a legendary legacy of support for each other and their clients. Congratulations again on this anniversary. I wish you every continued success as you continue to serve the Minot region for a second century. Sincerely, Kevin Kramer, United States Senate.
Next, I'd like to have, we are proud to have recently elected Mayor of Minot, Mr. Mark Jantzer, present to us today. Welcome, Mark, and thank you for your time and dedications to the citizens of Minot.
Thank you, Mark, and congratulations to the Thomas family. And we are delighted that your business has endured for 100 years through multiple generations. So I have a proclamation. Whereas Thomas Family Funeral Home is celebrating 100 years of dedicated service to the Minot area, having been founded in 1926 by Benjamin B.J. Thomas, whose commitment to compassionate care established a legacy that has served generations of families during life's most difficult moments. And whereas for a century, Thomas Family Funeral Home has remained a trusted community institution through the leadership and dedication of the Thomas family, beginning with founder B.J. Thomas, 1926 to 1964, followed by John W. Thomas, 1954 to 2001, and continued through co-owners Bradley J. Thomas, 1984 to the present, and Brian D. Thomas, 1989 to 1925, who carried forward a tradition of compassionate service for generations of families. And whereas Mark Roth, 2000 to the present, and partner since 2017, and majority owner since 2025, has continued that tradition by providing dignified funeral services while demonstrating an unwavering commitment to professionalism, integrity, and personalized care, ensuring the legacy of the Thomas Family Funeral Home remains strong for future generations. And whereas, beyond serving families with professionalism, integrity, and compassion, Thomas Family Funeral Home has made a lasting impact on the Minot area through charitable giving, civic leadership, volunteering, youth mentorship, and active involvement in numerous community organizations, helping strengthen the community for the past century. Now, therefore, I, Mark Jantzer, Mayor of Minot, North Dakota, do hereby recognize and congratulate Thomas Family Funeral Home on its 100th anniversary and designate August 12th, 2026, as Thomas Family Funeral Home Centennial Day in the city of Minot. Signed, Mark Jantzer, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Jantzer. I welcome my partner in this profession, Brad Thomas, to offer some final remarks and thank yous. So I'll have him step forward at this time. Thank you, Brad, for your leadership and dedication during your 42 years plus in funeral service.
What a wonderful turnout. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Grandpa and Dad are smiling down on us today. Thank you all for being here, but I do have a few words to share with you. I can only imagine the courage, perseverance, and ambition it took my grandpa to establish a funeral home in 1926. With minimal family or professional connections to Minot, he established what became a generational marketing plan based upon community involvement and financial support. This plan is still in use today at the Thomas Family Funeral Home. Challenges that Grandpa had to endure were the Great Depression years of the 1930s, when he often received payment in farm and garden produce or used a bartering system. World War II was a time when staffing was an issue, and in the mid-1940s he purchased the Jacobson home on Main Street and remodeled it into a funeral home. I can only imagine the challenges my dad faced dealing with the flood of 1969 and other flood threats in the 1970s. Another major highlight of his ownership years was the extensive remodeling of the exterior of the funeral home. I can only imagine what my dad and grandpa would think if they could experience funeral service in the 21st century. For example, the live streaming of services and video tributes are just a couple of the more popular technology options that are now available. In addition, personalization has become a focal point of the services of today, and cremation has had a profound effect on the ways that things are done. Also, major upgrades have been done to the facility both inside and out. Special challenges faced during this time were the flood of 2011 and the COVID pandemic. With this information in mind, we pay tribute to our grandparents and parents, as well as their families, for their personal sacrifice. Their legacy lives on. Also, we express our appreciation to all of the full-time and part-time employees who have been an integral part of our success. They endured many of the same family challenges, and I want you to turn. A lot of them are gathered there in the back with their gray shirts. And so if you just wave your hands, if you would. But most of all, we express our sincerest appreciation to the client families who have entrusted their loved ones and the corresponding final services to our care. In our mind, this is the ultimate compliment. The personal and professional reward that comes from a hug, a handshake, or a heartfelt thank you at the conclusion of the services is heartwarming and priceless. It has been a privilege and a blessing for the Thomas family to serve the Minot area in the special ministry of funeral service for the past 100 years. Thank you for your trust in us.
Thank you, Brad and Bryan, where you're at in the back there. We are honored to have Senator and former Governor of North Dakota, John Hoeven, with us today for our celebration. The Hoeven and Thomas family have many common threads here in the city of Minot. Thank you, Senator, for your time, presence, and good work for the citizens of Minot and our state. We'll have you come forward.
Thanks. I want to thank you and Brad and the whole Thomas family. It's just an honor and privilege to be here. I'm a little nervous, though, that you let me up here before the mayor, because the mayor is always kind of the boss in his own town. And before coming, I did call Mark and said, Mayor Jantzer, would it be okay if I came up to help celebrate Thomas Funeral Home 100th anniversary? And he said, all right, just be out of town by sundown. So we're going to Stanley next, and we'll comply. Mark is a great friend. I don't even know how many years we've worked together, but it's so great to work with you always on everything, and certainly great that you're a mayor of the fantastic community, Magic Minot, and very appropriate. And so great to be here with all of you. Minot's home, always will be home, and there's no community like Minot. We call it the Magic City, and of course it's magic because of the people, right? All of you. And this Thomas family that's been here for 100+ years. Actually, I think, Brad, last time I was here was when we were for my dad's funeral. And so I can remember being inside, and Mikey and I were here planning Dad's funeral. My mom died when she was 49. That was a long time ago. But Dad made it to 87, which is pretty good. But I will tell you that both of my parents were dear, dear friends of the Thomases, John and Lorraine Thomas. They were dear friends for many, many years. And so, this commemoration for me, it speaks in a big way, going all the way back to, I guess, Ben Thomas, but then John Thomas, and now the current Bryan and Brad and the whole family. When I say this is the Magic City, it really is because of the people. It's the people of Minot that make it magic. And doesn't this epitomize that, the Thomas family? Yeah. I think so. And it's a pretty cool house, too, don't you think? Yeah. But it's the people. And we were just over talking to the police officers. You've got the police officers from all over the state here. There's 200 of them, and that's a great turnout. But it just gave me a chance to look at downtown. It's looking good. I mean, it does my heart good to see that it's doing as well. With Trinity moving out south and all, I've been a little worried, but boy, y'all are doing a great job of keeping the downtown going. And I see Jarid Lundeen up here, and I think another family. All my years at Ryan, but it's the families, the people, and it's Sally Johnson works with us. You all know the Johnson family, but just the fact that you got so many people here just reflects how tight this community is. And really, this is a beautiful building beautiful home going back to 1903. But it's the Thomas family and all the great families of Minot. That's what counts. God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Hoeven. We also wanted to, again, thank Sally for all the arrangements, Sally Johnson, and recognize that her father and brother have deep roots in funeral service, spanning decades to service with families on the cemetery side of the industry. You'll get a chance to see some of those products on the side there. So thank you, Sally, for all your work and dedication. At this point, I'd like to call forward Jarid Lundeen, the chair of the Minot Area Chamber EDC, to speak. Thank you, Jarid.
Well, there's a lot of favors in heaven because today's absolutely beautiful. For North Dakota, clouds and warm enough, this place is truly blessed. Small businesses, that's what my family's been a part of for 50-some years, but 100 years, a legacy is unbelievable. It's awesome. In a world today where small businesses are getting evaporated up, you don't see this Main Street feel. But when you listen to the messages that everybody talked about here, the stories, the compassion, bringing people forward from the architects to the funeral directors from way back when, this family does it right. When they asked me to come speak today, I was overjoyed because I've known the family my entire life. I watched the Thomas family at church at First Presbyterian. Their leadership, their unbelievable way of treating people was profound. So it was an honor for me to come today and maybe close out the speeches, but this is a truly special moment. 100 years in business is, you're not gonna see us in the future that much. So thanks to the Thomas family for everything you guys have done.
Thank you, Jared. We'll now call upon the ambassadors of the Minot Area EDC and Christy Roselli-Sullivan for some words. We will conclude with our ribbon cutting, and then we'll have a meal blessing after, and we're going to pose for a picture. So I'll call you forward. Thank you.
Mark, Brad, congratulations. It's really awesome to be able to see everybody out here, and I think it goes without saying the amount of support that you've given back to the community, and now they're here to say thank you to you. Congratulations on the last 100 years. Look forward to the next 100. And Mark, what has the last 20 years looked like? And would you ever think that you'd be standing here celebrating 100 years?
Well, I always hoped I'd make it past 40, and I've gotten that. So that being said, when I was 19, I was given a chance by Brad and by Bryan. And that's enough said. I've taken that chance and run with it, and I think I came to Minot knowing not a soul from Napoleon, North Dakota, and now it's home.
And Mr. Thomas, kind of handing over the reins, how's that make you feel?
I feel great. Mark has been with us for over 25 years, and we've watched him grow, and I'm very, very pleased that he's going to carry the traditions forward into the next 100 years.
Well, congratulations. And before we cut the ribbon, if you don't mind, we'd like to snap a couple of pictures. So I will hand you gentlemen those if you just want to hold it over the ribbon.
Could you ask Bryan
And,
to step up?
Yeah, Bryan, can I get you up on stage? Is that what we're calling this? All right, here we are. You ready to do this? Ready. All right. Mark, Bryan, Brad, thank you for all you do for this community. We appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who showed up. And on behalf of the Minot Area Chamber EDC and your chamber ambassadors, we congratulate you. Cheers to the next 100 years, and you may now cut the ribbon.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.